Hello there and welcome. Recently, I've been finding myself working with Kubernetes more and more. And as you may already know, for Kubernetes, you need quite a big infrastructure to start playing with. And I found Minikube to be a viable replacement. And I want to show you how you can use it. So basically, what we would like to do is to install Kubernetes and use Docker. And we are going to do that. Currently, I'm using Chromium because for whatever reason, when I open Firefox, this is how it looks like. So there is no text. And I don't really care to troubleshoot it. But let's go ahead and try to prepare it. First, we have to acquire sudo prompt and use dnf install -y. Come on. Why is the copy paste not working? So basically we are using the Linux buzz.com how to install Minikube on Fedora website. So we need to install it here. Oh, in the meantime, it arrived. Then we have to install the community edition of the Docker repo. And after that, we have to install Docker. And in the later videos, we are also going to use Docker Compose to create a Flask application which is using Redis as a database backend, and we'll bring up an environment on Minikube which is going to be our demo. So once the Docker is installed, what we will have to do is to enable it, start it, add our user to it, and then relog in or open up a new prompt to allow these changes to take effect. I'm in the user permission, and we should be able to use Docker PS to allow or to verify whether we have the permission. I don't want to use root to use it. So yeah, it is completing. So basically I'm using a Fedora machine. So system ctl enable Docker and start Docker and user mod -a-g Docker and my user reaper.py. Alright, Docker ps. Let's give it a restart. So after the machine is up, we should be able to install Minikube. So Minikube has multiple backends that we can use. You can use Docker, you can use Podman, QEMU or Kimu, or I don't know how to pronounce it. Basically, if you want to use Docker backend, you have to install it. So now the Docker PS is working. And let's continue. Sudo su. And we have this URL which allows us to download it, the Minikube latest. Alright. It should be down in any minute by now. And basically we should be able to install Minikube under the user local bin, and that way we should be able to run it or use the Minikube. And yeah, what we have to do is to use the Minikube version to verify the version. Here we are. And we need the kubectl utility. This is where it can be downloaded from. And once this is downloaded, we should give it execute permission and basically move it to the user local bin. And yeah, for start this should do. So chmod +x kubectl and move the kubectl to user local bin. Alright, now the kubectl version --short should give us back the version, and it says that it cannot connect to the localhost 8080. That's the port which will be used by Minikube once it starts up. So let's go ahead and run Minikube. Start. It takes some time because it has to download some versions. So as you can see, this is the version, this is the Fedora machine which is used, and it automatically selected Docker driver, and we have podman ssh none qemu 2. And yeah, let me use the magic of editing to wait for it to download and set up, and after that we will continue. See you in the next one. So now the setup is drawing near to its completion, and we can see use full informations. So if we are on a system depowered system, we can troubleshoot the error or errors with the following command: journalctl xeu kubelet. And yeah, what I also usually do is use the sudo systemctl stop firewall d and disable. Alright, so basically there are 3 commands that I would like to show you. One is the Minikube IP, the second is the Minikube tunnel, and the third one is the Minikube dashboard. Alright. Let's see. Systemctl. Alright, let's give it another start. Preparing. Having trouble accessing registry at .cube8. Why is it? Chromium. It's forbidden. I guess it's not the problem of Minikube. Alright, so any minute now it should be up. Do we have a system monitor? Yes, we do. So what is happening? It is loading. CPU is working. Oh, it just needs some more time. Alright, so the start command has completed, and if you want to start again and use a different backend like Podman, SSH or QEMU, what you can do is to issue the Minikube delete all -- purge and start again. And when you start, you can specify the driver as Podman or whatever you feel like. So, as I mentioned, we have a Minikube IP, which is going to give us the IP address on which the Minikube is reachable. And we have the Minikube dashboard. And this dashboard is going to pop up in the browser and basically allow us to take a look at what's inside the Minikube. And what we would like to do is to basically verify that our Minikube is working. So we can use the kubectl, create deployment, sample app, image equals Kubernetes, GCR. Hold on, I will be back. gcr.io/echo server 1.4, and the kubectl get all should give us the container creating. And once the container is created, we should be able to see it. So basically in this web interface, we are going to be able to see the cron jobs, daemon sets, deployments. Oh, it's being created. Oh, now it's running. As you can see, we also have the jobs, the replica sets, the pods, and application controllers. And in order to reach the echo server, what we have to do is to use the kubectl expose deployment sample app -- type equals node port -- port equals 8000. And the kubectl.get all is going to show us that this is the service which is exposed as node port. And in order to use it, we should be able to use the Minikube IP and the port 8000. And it's not working because because it's basically telling us that the external IP is none. So what we have to do is to use the Minikube tunnel. And this Minikube tunnel is going to allow us to reach the external IP. And if we should a kubectl get all, we can see, hold on, let's go to the dashboard, and here we have the services, and as you can see, we have the sample app. We have this cluster IP, and it's still unreachable. And let's use the kubectl delete service sample app and expose. So kubectl expose deployment sample app type equals load balancer dash port 443, or rather, yeah, 443. And now if we go back to the services, you can see that this is the external endpoint, and it basically allows us to reach it. So in order to get a URL, Minikube service sample app Minikube, we have this URL that we should be able to use to reach it, and yeah, kubectl get all, and this is the external IP. All right, so that's all. This is how you can set up Minikube. See you in the next one.